Hello, traders. Welcome to this live webinar. Thank you for joining. We're going to take a look at something very exciting: Black Friday discounts, up to 40% off. Different discounts for different systems. We're going to review everything and explain everything here in this short webinar. My name is Chris Forsyth from Elite Currency. So what's going on? Well, basically, it's a discount season. Maybe you've heard of it before. I'm sure you have. Other websites and businesses have the same, where they give some special discount in a certain time frame. For us, that starts tomorrow and lasts up to Wednesday, December the 2nd. So you have plenty of time. I think it's about 12 days that you can apply and get these discounts. All right. So that's all what it's about today. Discounts, discounts, and discounts. Let's take a look. What is the Mania all about, how it works, and where to start. Now, I don't know if everyone is familiar with all of this system, so I will give some explanation of what they are and what they represent. First of all, we wanted to basically dive into the automated trading side of things, the rental part. That means, what does it mean? Basically is that you're renting a piece of software, an expert advisor that you can add to your MT4, MetaTrader 4. And you're basically renting that software, and that software will take entries and exits, will trade, will manage the trade, and do all of that. And but there is, as you rent it, there are some options you can change. Now, when you rent it, you do have the standard default settings that we use. All right, that's just as a standard, as a default. But you do have the ability to change things, of course, the settings, or if you want to, you also have the ability, of course, to close trades when you want, etc. That's the difference with our profit share members, which basically are copying our trades and don't have that, ability to do any changes. Okay, so you can do that with the rental. So that's a great, I think, an advantage. Of course, always think about it, whether it makes sense to do any action that, that the EA has rules for a reason, of course, let me say it this way. So I would caution to do that in a balanced way. But that's just my 2 cents. So yeah, that's basically what you're renting, either for 6 months or 12 months. Ultimate EA is one of them. And you can see in both cases, you get 25% off. And if you rent it 6 months, you get €350 discount. And if you have 12 months, you get €525 discount. So the new price would be €1,049 for 6 months. Or if you add just a little bit more than €500, you get 12 months. And we traded on the Eurodollar 50-minute chart. We see the best results ourselves. And you can decide the risk that you take as well. Basically the risk per setup. And it doesn't mean total risk, because there could be multiple setups at the same time. So that's something to be aware of. There could be sometimes 2 or even 3 or 4 setups. So if you take 5% risk per setup, it doesn't have to be the max, doesn't have to be 5. It could be 5 times 4, 20%, So if you think it's too much, then, and if you think the drawdown is too much, then you could opt to trade with 3% risk or even 1% risk. That is really your choice. And of course, the lower the risk per setup, of course, the lower the potential return, but the lower the drawdown. So those go hand in hand, obviously. But that choice is yours. That's I think the benefit of, also a benefit of being a renter, is that you can choose that. So yeah, I hope I explained the basics at least. Ultima EA is from Mislav Nikolic, created by Mislav, I should note this, of course. And basically trades with the trend, looks for pullback continuations. There's been some great results in the past since we started. I think our accounts are up 5 to 1,000%. That said, there are traders who started in the last half a year, and they're probably slightly in profit or slightly down. It depends on the starting moment. Maybe some are in loss, Some, if you started at a better moment, could be slightly in profit, but it has been going a bit sideways. That said, from my point of view, I think that in 2021, I think there could be a new trend. At this moment, the euro dollar is going kind of sideways. So I think when the new trend is there, I think there could be again some profit potential. That's how Ultima works. Basically, there's kind of like spikes, and then the account goes sideways, and there's a spike. So not all traders will like that particular kind of rhythm, and to be patient for during those sideways zones. Okay. But how I do it is basically I set aside it's kind of a capital I feel comfortable with, and I just let it run. So it's a capital that I can afford to literally lose, and I'm just risking that, and I'm not interfering. I just let it run. I don't look at it. I of course take a look at the daily statements just for information, but I don't let it impact me. So I just look at it from a long-term perspective, and try to catch some profit potential in 1 to 2 years. So I'm looking at it very long term, and I see it as a diversification. This one has, of course, I'm trading with 5% risk, so basically I see it as an account builder, and I'm hoping that it just managed to catch a big push up, and then I'll take the profits. So that's my approach, at least. And I don't feel nervous because I'm not risking with big capital. So I don't have any emotions attached to that. So I think that's probably one of the best ways to approach it. Once again, it's my 2 cents. Everyone will have their own comfort zone. Everyone will have their own, feelings and emotions that go along with trading. I think that's just very normal. But that's how I approach it. Long term, don't get too nervous with drawdowns or profit like spikes. If I have a target, if I for instance from now on triple my account, I'll take some profit again and reduce the capital and let it run again. So that's my approach basically. Now, if you think that's too kind of slow paced for you and you rather have something more regular, then Rush EA, again also from Mislav Nikolic, might be a better solution for you, because it's trading the 5-minute chart, euro dollar. But what it does is it aims at shorter targets, closer targets on average. So it's more, it's quicker. The trades are quicker. They're open less long. So you have a little bit more consistency in the sense that the profit potential is more regular, right? There are more months that have decent profit. With Ultimate EA, it's a little bit more volatile, and you're waiting for those big pushes up, right? So you got to be patient for that. Rush EA seems to be more balanced in that. So that said, Rush EA is considered to be riskier because there's less long. The live track record is less long. Okay, Ultimate EA has a longer track record. Okay, for full kind of overview and full clarity. But on the flip side, what I'm trying to do, what I'll be doing is basically trading with capital. Once again, I can risk and I can afford to lose. And then I am more aggressively taking the profits from the account. Okay. So I'm not going to accumulate that account too much. I want to grab the profits basically so that I reduce my risk. With Ultima, I have accumulated the account and will accumulate the account until I hit a bigger target that I have in mind, and then I'll take the profit. So in both cases, I'll take profit. Don't get me wrong, but ultimately, I let it run more and let it grow more when it does start to move up, right? And with RCA, my plan is to grab the profit more regularly. All right, so now Ultima EA and Rush EA, you can also get a combination of both for 6 months, and then you get a 40% discount, which is more than €1,000 off the usual rental price. Now, how about other EAs? We have 2 other EAs at this moment, which is Zeus EA and London Open Advanced EA, LOA EA. And in the near future, we hope to have more, actually. We want to have I personally want to trade with diversification in my portfolio, and maybe there are other traders that want the same. So I think the more choice in general, the better. So more is hopefully coming. At the moment, we got ZUCA and LOAEA as well. ZUCA basically offers it's a grid trading, so the profit potential in general is not as dynamic, is not as let's say as aggressive as the first two A's that I mentioned, but you're going to see a little bit more. I guess the equity curve is going to be very step by step kind of approach. So it's typically quite consistent in its gains. Usually has profitable months. So it's more like you're not going to see many months without any profit, right? It's typically every month has some profit, but maybe smaller profit in relationship to other EAs. Okay, so yeah, from that point of view, you're going to see it's trading the euro dollar on a 5-minute chart, and it's basically scalping up and down, and yeah, has been providing good profit since July. I think it made for us 35%, for instance, right? So decent amount, good for diversification, and you can check it out. You can try it. The builder variation for only 224 euros. That's 25% off. Or if you want the Conqueror, that is 35% off for 454 euros. So check that out in the link that I shared in the chat box, or if you're looking at the recording, because this will be uploaded to YouTube, then we will add the link in the description box below. So yeah, ZUCA is very active. A lot of positions in the day, opening and closing. So with the LOAEA, it is different. It's more like one setup on average. It trades the London Open breakout on the Euro odd, and also we've seen encouraging and good results on BTC. We have done in and out sample testing. We have done walk forward testing. We have done back testing with high modeling accuracy, 99.9%. And we are now doing live forward testing, and that is showing promising results. It's up plus 10%, I think, in quite a short period of time, a few weeks. So looking good, promising signals, green lights at every step of the way. Of course, now the next step would be to get more live trading history. And that, of course, you cannot, hurry that up. That takes real life time, of course. So a few months from now, we will know more. But so far, looking very promising on the BTC as well. So the LOAEA can be traded at this moment, in our view, with risk capital, of course, on both these instruments. And you get 25% off for that, now at 374 euro instead of 499. So these are the EAs. These are the rentals. Actually, LOAEA is a purchase, so it's a one-time payment. I should be precise. It's not a rental. It's just a one-time payment. So that's a small advantage there, I think, or maybe a big advantage for LOAEA. So those are the 4 EAs there. Now, we also have these EAs offered, but in a profit share model. There's no specific discount for that at this moment, only for the rental for the next 12 days. Let me see if there are any questions about this. Let me exit. I don't have any 2 screens at this moment. No questions. Great. And yeah, I'm excited that you're here. I think it's really a great way to learn about what we have, to offer. There are a lot of things, so maybe it's a good way to discover all of our systems in a quick way. So let's move on to manual systems. There are 4 at this moment. We have 4 things you can choose from, basically. And it's the Black Widow from Neneth Kirkes, of course. His semi-automated trading system based on some semi-automated or automated indicators, actually, I should say. Very focused EA on entries and exits. So it's a real, like, let's say, a trading strategy, very focused on rules and how to apply them, and then it shows those rules in his videos, basically, and of course all of the templates and indicators are included to make that happen. It's a straightforward strategy, I think, where you get signals visible on MT4. All of these systems, besides the options, are for MT4. ECS Live is basically visible on Telegram channel. Okay, SWAT and Black Widow, all the indicators are for MT4, MetaTrader 4, by the way. Yeah, so you get all the indicators and signals on the MT4, and if all the rules are met, trader can take that discretionary choice to trade and then exit according to the rules, or make discretionary calls, of course, as well. So with SWAT, it's a little bit different in the sense that, yes, strategies are included, but it's not only strategies. It's also an educational course. So it's a little bit wider. It's more complex as well, in the sense that there's more kind of to see and to watch. I mean, Black Widow is a strategy. So if you're looking for just like entry exit kind of approach, Black Widow is great. If you're looking for a way to learn, then SWAT, I think, would be good. SWAT is a shortcut standing for simple wave analysis and trading. But I should right away stress that it's more than just waves. It's more than just Elliott waves and wave analysis. It's really about pattern trading based on moving averages, fibs, and fractals. That's really what it's about. If you are an Elliott wave trader, then this is SWAT simplifies that for you, and you can trade the waves easier. If you're not an Elliott wave trader, then you don't need to learn the waves. You just need to understand how price responds to moving averages, fibs, and fractals, and you can trade the waves without knowing the waves. So it's usable for both sets of traders: those that do like Elliott waves and know them, and or knows them, and those that know nothing about them. Because it's not about waves per se; it's about moving averages, fibs, and fractals. And but if you are interested in learning Elliott waves, it is included. There are 70 videos, 22 hours plus. Now, don't let that scare you, because there's just a lot of things are a lot explained from A to Z. But you can, of course, cherry pick what you want to watch. What you already know, you can skip. I just wanted to make it very informative, and that everyone who is an absolute beginner can start and pick that up and learn as you go. Those with more experience, of course, can choose what they want to learn, right? So it's not a must. Included are all the strategies, all the methods. There are different types of strategies and methods, and indicators, and ebook of 600 pages as well. So a lot of value, a lot of material. That is 35% off to 307 euros instead of the usual 473. And with the Nenet's Black Widow, it's 844 instead of 1299. So the discount 455, and with SWAT 166 euros. So you can see a lot of euros potentially saved here. This discount is valid no matter how much you want to order. So it's not only valid for one order. If you wanted to order SWAT and Black Widow, you will get the discount as well, right? It's not just valid for one purchase, for as many as you want. So a lot can be saved, I guess, if you are interested in one or multiple options here. Options is another option. Basically, that is a different type of trading. It is not for Forex and CFD. It is for, it's a way of trading stocks. It basically allows you to either protect your portfolio if you have stocks to the downside, for instance, or if you're trading to the downside and you want to make sure that you have some protection if price goes up instead. But you can also trade. I mean, you can also just do options if you don't have stocks, and it's a little bit more diverse than forex or CFD trading, which is basically more focused on up or down. Whereas with options, you can include different types of strategies that include time, volatility, and of course direction. So from that point of view, it's more diverse. And the options course explains some of those strategies. There are a lot of strategies out there. Options focuses, I think, on a couple of those that are quite straightforward within the options world, but maybe more complex than just buying and selling. But if you're looking for more ways of tackling the financial markets, I think options is certainly a great option. And Marco Doni, the instructor of this course, is from Italy and is regularly seen on CNBC Italy, CNBC. So it's great experience. Learned from top people in this options world. So couldn't, I think, get a better tutor or teacher for that. Okay, so 25% off for that. And of course, our ECS Live, with live setups, live analysis, live webinars, also available for $649 instead of $999. That's an entire year. All right, so here are some more details about basically the systems to give you a bit of an overview. Some of the things I already discussed. With the historical account growth, that is what we've achieved so far. Now, 2020 is a little bit lower. If you add up all, I think probably more around 200 at this moment. And basically that was mostly reliant on January, February. I think after that kind of went sideways. But still 200% pretty good, right? Not 400 like the year before. But if you missed, of course, January, February, then once again, then you will not be at that level, obviously. So drawdown is relative. It depends on what kind of risk you take. So that 50% is based on 5% risk per setup. So you can, as a renter, decrease that historical drawdown. If you trade only 3% risk per setup, that's going to go down to maybe 35% on average as a max that we've seen typically. Of course, that always can be exceeded. With 2%, I guess it's going to be around 25%, right? So it goes down, obviously. CurrenSea, also that drawdown is the max. With the max risk, could also go lower if you decide to take less risk, okay? And account growth is also cumulative, I think. So if you would take your profit, it would be less. SWAT is that basically really depends on how you trade it, with what risk. This was my own performance that I made with the ECS Live setups, back half a year ago or a year ago. Okay. Generally speaking, how I trade SWAT, I get a lower win percentage but higher reward to risk. But that too will depend on how you approach it, basically. Okay. Whereas the CurrenSea, the win rate is higher, but the reward to risk is lower. With Ultimate EA, it's kind of in between. As you can see, the win rate is about in between CurrenSea and SWAT, and the historical win rate, our risk reward is about halfway as well. Russia, lower historical risk reward, but higher win rate compared to Ultima. Okay, ECS Live and Black Widow, as you can see, also about the same as Russia there regarding the stats. All right, so how does it work? Basically, you go to the website link I'll share in just a second. That's this, by the way. And then you choose whatever you want. As I said, you can choose multiple ones, up to you. And you can subscribe, click on the buttons there for the one you want. REA is Russia. UEA is Ultimate EA. ZEA is CurrenSea. Just to be very clear, UEA 12 is obviously 12 months. 6 is 6 months. Just to be very clear in what you're ordering. And REA6 is 6 months. RushEA is 6 months. Okay. LOEA is just a one-time purchase. Okay. And obviously, you have to then decide whether with ZUCA, whether you go for the Conqueror or Builder. So, well, the step one is basically you purchase it, you finish that, then you do the onboarding. You get basically the steps provided after the purchase. You set up the trading account, and yeah, keep in touch with us basically after that. So yeah, up to 40% off Black Friday. This is the link, BF20 / elite currency / elitecurrency.com / BF20 / that's the place to start. All right, I think I've spoken enough. Let's see if our members have anything to say. No questions at this moment. Well, hey, that's good news. I guess everything is clear. That's great. Well, I'm excited. I hope that yeah, this is a great moment, I guess, to start with something that you had in mind already. It's anyhow discounted, so I guess it's a win-win. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out through our email. Of course, if you're not sure about which EA or which manual system to choose, you can write us an email, ask some questions, follow-up questions that you didn't think about now, or if you're looking at the recording and you cannot reach out to us, then best to do that to our email, or just go to our website, elitecurrency.com, and compare. So yeah, once again, the dates, 21st of November, Saturday, 21st of November, up to Wednesday, 2nd of December, 2020, of course, 12 days, 12 full days, so plenty of time there. Big window to choose something, valid discount for those 12 days, anytime during those 12 days, GMT time, I should say. And yeah, once again, these discounts are valid for multiple purchases, not only just one. 4 EAs for 3 rentals, Ultimate EA, Rush EA, ZUCA or rentals, and LOEA is a one-time purchase price. And of course, our manual systems, SWAT, Black Widow, options course, US options course, and ECS Live. Thanks again. Wish you all great trading, great weekend, and see you soon in new webinars and videos. Cheers. Bye-bye.